That's a very Trader Joe's-ish thing to do. What a Trader Joe's start to all of this. Happy birthday, everybody, and welcome to Seriously, where we take cereals seriously. My name is Alex, and today on Seriously, we aren't just going to be trying a cereal, we're going to be exploring a way of life. We're not just going to be reviewing one cereal product, but an ecosystem of cereals and many other groceries that, at times, seems less like a brand or a store and more like a very well-branded cult. Of course, I'm talking about the strange and wonderful world of Trader Joe's. Started in 1967 in Pasadena, California, not far from where I'm recording this, in fact. Trader Joe's may look like a small to medium-sized grocery store, but the truth that no one else seems brave enough to talk about is that it's also an alternate reality. What I mean is that Trader Joe's has decided exactly what it wants to be, and what it wants to be is not quite what anything else useful is. Trader Joe's has some undeniably wonderful and creative and unique products. I'm especially a big fan of their fruit leathers and their pioneering work in the everything but the bagel seasoning world. But the truth is that for all of their good, they aren't quite complete. You can get almost everything that you need, but almost nothing of what you specifically want. Very, very few products bear the regular or expected name brands. Instead, many items are Trader Joe's specific or from micro brands you've never heard of. It's a destination place to shop for groceries, but for almost no one can it be the only place you shop for groceries. Now, I know I may be offending in some strange way some of you Trader Joe diehards, but there's no better way of proving my point than participating in the exploration we're going to accomplish today. Today, we're going to look at the weird world of Trader Joe's cereals. You know what I think we'll find? That everything is there, sort of, and everything is just a little off. Let me show you what I mean by showing you the 4 cereals that I purchased from Trader Joe's this morning. By the way, the 4 that I chose, I tried to do a mix of things that remind us of other cereals we've had, but also with something unique. Now, as I was checking out, the clerk that was helping me very specifically said that I had bought all the wrong ones. She recommended 4 other cereals that I should have picked up because they're fan favorites. Some of them weren't on shelves, sold out, which is weird. I didn't know Trader Joe's sold out of normal things like cereals. But if this goes well enough, maybe we'll do a follow-up episode where I eat the right cereals that this person suggested to me. For now, here are the cereals from Trader Joe's that we are going to try today. First is this, Honey O's. Now, of course, these are meant to be reminiscent of Honey Nut Cheerios. And that's good because I am a massive Honey Nut Cheerios fan. You know that it's a staple in our household. We have been serving it to our children since they were born. Well, maybe a couple days after they were born. It is a very simple and stable and reliable cereal, and I love it for that. So I'm interested if Honey O's will be enough to remind me of that while not being so different that I'm thrown off. Now, just to say, the Trader Joe's version of normal Cheerios is called Joe's O's, and they say it's their most popular one. I didn't get it because I'm not really interested in trying a plain Cheerios cereal. So at least we stepped it up to Honey O's. Let's see if they can hold a candle to regular Honey Nut Cheerios. Next, we've got something fruity. Here it is. Flakes and Strawberries cereal. Now, for this one, I'm almost sure that this is supposed to be a knockoff of Special K with strawberries. Both of them have, of course, the flakes that we can see here, but they also have those strawberries. These are made from real freeze-dried strawberries, which I love when they're in Special K. Now, I know that's very contentious, something that's very controversial for me to say, because some people don't like when freeze-dried fruit attempts to come back to life in milk. It gets a little slimy. Some people hate that. I actually love it, slurping those things down. Here's the next one we're going to try today. Super Nutty Oat Clusters cereal. I chose this one because I felt it necessary to get one cereal in the clusters range. There are probably 3 or 4 or 5 different clusters cereals available at Trader Joe's at any one time, and they are meant to be reminiscent of Honey Bunches of Oats. Now, what's interesting, and the reason why I chose this one, is because I didn't want to get just the basic Honey Bunches of Oats. Instead, this one has an ingredient that I've never seen in a cereal before. It has the list of what's inside. It talks about clusters and flakes and pecans and almonds, but then it says and Brazil nuts. I don't think I've ever had Brazil nuts in a cereal, at least that I can remember, so I'm really intrigued by this one. All right, one last one to look at. Tiny Fruity Cuties, and they definitely are. I picked this one for a few reasons. First of all, I really do think that's an adorable name. But second of all, I was really curious what a kids-ish cereal would be like from Trader Joe's. This one is obviously supposed to remind us of Trix. It has the fruity shapes. It has the great colors on it. I'm interested to see how kids would respond to a Trader Joe's cereal if you brought it home for them. But now seeing all four of these before us, what do you think? Will any of these become household staples for your family? Would they suffice for your home cereal needs in a way that won't require you to also go to another grocery store? Or are these just shelf fillers playing the part of normal cereals but being just a bit off? Friends, it's time to eat some cereal. Hey, if you made it this far, it's possible you're one of the most gracious people in your immediate family, and you deserve to know that. But because of that, will you do me one more quick favor? Would you like this video? That would really help me out. All right, I think I'm ready. I have got my bowls. I got my spoon. I got my milk. For the first time ever since I was at Trader Joe's, I have purchased Trader Joe's milk. It's 1%, and I'm always fascinated in the colors that they use in milks. Why is this not standardized? They have used what I would assume is a more frequent milk color, which is pink, although pink sometimes means skim. Pink can mean anything they want. And then white on top. I guess that's the color milk sort of is, but that doesn't say anything. That's a very Trader Joe's-ish thing to do. What a Trader Joe's start to all of this. All right, let's start digging into these. I think I'm going to go in the order that I introduced them. So let us start with Honey O's, which of course are supposed to remind us of Honey Nut Cheerios, one of my favorite cereals of all time. Well, they are slightly puffier, slightly bigger than your average Cheerios. They don't have the same instant Honey Nut Cheerios smell wafting out of the box or the bowl. So let's try now Honey O's from Trader Joe's dry. I am happily surprised because they have plenty of honey flavor on them. The smell didn't give that away, but the taste is very good, very sweet. Oh, actually, you know what? It's different. It's different than Honey Nut Cheerios. And now I'm seeing the box and understanding why I have been putting too much expectation on this box. I am putting Honey Nut Cheerios, which of course has an almond flavor as well. These make no such claim. They are obviously called Honey O's, but they don't say anything about almonds. So that's what is missing. Yes, there are no nuts. So I apologize for expecting them to live up to something that they are not advertising. All right, let's try them with Trader Joe's milk on them. Let's try Trader Joe's Honey O's in milk. Yeah, they're very good. Noticeably now different than Honey Nut Cheerios because of the bigger puff. They're more substantial in my mouth. As far as rating goes, I would give this a 4. It doesn't quite reach the levels of Honey Nut Cheerios, but your kids likely would not notice if this is the only thing you ever had at home. Don't get them regular Honey Nut Cheerios, though, because I'm sure they'll taste it. No, that's not true. They probably won't. If I was your kid, I would taste it, but probably normal human children wouldn't know that there's a giant difference between the two. Pretty good start, Trader Joe's. All right, let's move on now to our second cereal. Everybody shift down the line. Now we are going to try Flakes and Strawberries cereal. Would you have put them in that order? Yeah, probably. Because you can't say strawberries and flakes, because that sounds like lots of strawberries and not many flakes. Likely, it's the right choice to go Flakes and Strawberries cereal. These have a definite strawberry smell right as you open the bag. Oh, it's really nice. It smells like astronaut food. Well, I gotta say, I'm pretty disappointed with the number of strawberries that I see in here, and what they do have is very small. I guess there's a couple more, that are somewhat of bigger size. Oh, really skimping on the strawberries. Let's try Flakes and Strawberry cereal from Trader Joe's. You know, I mentioned already that these might be reminiscent of Special K with strawberries. Much crunchier flakes than that, for sure. I think that Special K is primarily a rice-based cereal. These say that they are wheat and rice, so it's almost a conglomeration between a Special K and something more like a Wheaties. Ooh, wow, look at this. I found a huge strawberry slice, so that's making me feel better. It was the size of a flake. I wish there were tons more of those. Actually, you know what? I'm poking at it with my fingers, and for some reason, they're all rising to the top. So I take back a little bit what I said. There are some strawberries in here. They were just hiding. In fact, maybe they will come out more if I put Trader Joe's milk on them. Let's see what happens then. Oh my, it's flying all over. Now let's give it a try. Let's try flakes and strawberry cereal from Trader Joe's in milk. Boy, I love those strawberries. I know I said I found more, but I wish there were 10 times more. They're just so good. You got to be ready though, folks. These flakes are crunchy. Let's give it one more try. You know, actually, one of my complaints about Special K is that it often seems too light, meaning that it doesn't seem very substantial. The benefit of these wheat flakes that are in here, wheat and rice flakes, is that it definitely seems substantial, way more than I expected. As far as rating goes, I would give flakes and strawberries cereal a 3.5. Once you get over that it's not the same consistency as Special K, the flakes are great. The fruit in it is great. I just wish there was more of it. This is a solid cereal. All right, we are making our way through these, and now it's time. Very heavy box of super nutty oat clusters. Again, the thing that I'm looking for most here would be those Brazil nuts. I'm fascinated to try them. Let's see how it looks in a bowl. Boy, they say clusters, but they came out in these little pellets. You can see them spilled all over here. I gotta say, that's not necessarily appetizing. Not a huge fan of that. Well, let's see if we can figure out what they meant by, oh, geez, Louise, what a mess I'm making. Let's see if we can figure out what they meant by having Brazil nuts in here. Okay, I'm going to assume that this is an almond because it has like almond skin on the outside. Let's keep looking and see what else we can find. Well, I wonder, this one has a similar shape, but it has no outside skin on it. Could that be the Brazil nut? Okay, here is a pecan bit for sure. Wow, all three nuts seem like way bigger chunks of nut than I thought they would be. Let's give them a try. Let's try almond first because maybe that's the one I'm most familiar with in cereals. Totally fine, almond. Let's try the pecan. Fantastic. And this must be the Brazil nut. Let's give that a try. Yum. Usually in a can of mixed nuts, I would pass over the giant Brazil nuts. But in this form, they give a really good chew. Let's try Super Nutty Oat Cluster Cereal Dry. Well, I think I had it all wrong. I have been connecting this to Honey Bunches of Oats, and it has a lot of similarities, the clusters, the flakes, the nuts, but it is flavored and sweetened completely differently. The clusters have a lot of sweetness to them, but the flakes are just cornflakes. There's a couple different kind of flakes too. There's like a corn orange one, and what's this one? Maybe a rice flake? Two different kinds of flakes, both boring. I would say that that makes them much less sweet overall than something like Honey Bunches of Oats. All right, let's try this with milk. I'm going to pour it slowly so it doesn't spring back out of me. Let's give Super Nutty Oat Clusters cereal a try with milk. Boy, I know that Honey Bunches of Oats is a sweet cereal, but I didn't realize how sweet until eating this. This one has so many elements of what is and isn't sweet that it's a very different experience to eat this. But one thing I'm noticing is that Honey Bunches of Oats seems to be a coherent cereal. It has all those different textures, but they all make up Honey Bunches of Oats. This cereal feels more like they spilled different cereals together. It really seems like a mix-up rather than a purposeful single cereal. Ratings-wise, I would give this a 3. Not something I go back to, and I think I really would go to another store to get Honey Bunches of Oats if that's what I was craving. All right, let's finish up here with the Tiny Fruity Cuties. Let's see what these look like. Well, they seem like less vibrant tricks. They've got sort of this citrus shape, and then the other shape is like a flower of some sort. They really have gone much more subtle in the color. I'm sure that's because they tried to color it with natural things, fruit juices, things like that. But that's not for me. I want my cereal vibrant and fake. Let's give these a try. Tiny Fruity Cuties Dry. On their own, they're probably okay, but I cannot help connecting them with all of the other fruity, puffy cereals that I've had in my life, and these are not as good as Trix. Maybe it's the added oat in there that doesn't leave the corn puff as delightfully flaky and chewable and crunchy. Instead, it's a little bit more gummy. The fruit flavor itself is less than those other things. They have kind of an artificial aftertaste, which shouldn't be the case because they say so specifically naturally flavored with other natural flavors. But these are definitely ones that I would not get. I would get regular Trix if you want a kid's cereal like this. Let's try them with milk, see if the color comes out with some vibrancy as some of this sugared outside is washed off. Well, they didn't get that much more colorful. Let us try Tiny Fruity Cuties from Trader Joe's in milk. I don't like these, and it is absolutely in comparison to other wonderful kids cereals out there like Trix. It's like because they went with natural flavors, they had to go out of their way to put too big of a punch in it because it's kind of a cleaning solution, citrus taste to it. It's sticking around in my mouth. It doesn't have the same light crunch to it that it's supposed to have. Well, you can't win them all, and this is not a winner. I would give this a 1. I wouldn't buy this. If you're going to Trader Joe's, I would get all 3 of the other ones and have a totally fine time as long as your expectations are in order. But this one's a pass for me. It's not worth it. There are plenty other better cereals out there on store shelves. Well, friends, we have done it all. We talked, we ate, we filled our bellies with what could best be described as cereal that is puffins adjacent. And now it's enough. I can't remember what we gave these cereals in specifics, but let me just review, quick recap. I really enjoyed the Honey O's. I think that was probably the best of the bunch. I think the next one in line, I would say, is this strawberry flakes and strawberry cereal. The super nutty oat cluster cereal was just wild, where it had totally plain cornflakes and rice flakes, and then big chunks of nuts. Tiny Fruity Cuties, get real. Don't have that one. Your kids won't even like it, and they might like it, but then they don't know what they're missing. You should be a nice parent. If you're going to get them a sugary, fruity cereal, get something normal like Trix. And if you want to try today's cereals for yourself, all of them are available exclusively at, you guessed it, Trader Joe's. If you haven't yet, would you please like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment with what cereal we should look at together in a future episode. Until then, never be soggy, my friends. Bye-bye.